And here is the question, okay. Evaluate integration 0 to 2 e power x dx as the limit of a sum okay. So now how to proceed, dear students, that you also do along with me, okay. Pause the video, do it, then you play it and see whether things are going properly or not. In that way your understanding will be clear and you will get much confidence to solve relevant problems, okay. So what we see by looking into it, integration 0 to 2 e power x dx. So now if we just compare with this one, okay, what we are going to get it, a is equal to 0, b is equal to 2, fx is equal to, you know, e power x. Then what we can write it here, this should be equal to b minus a, that is 2 minus 0 into limit n tending to infinite, okay. What we get, 1 by n into f of x0. What is x0? x0 is 0, right? x0, we know that x0 is equal to a and a is equal to 0. Then x1 will be what? x1 will be x0 plus h, that is 0 plus h, that is equal to h. Okay, what is h? H is nothing but, you know, b minus a by n, okay. That means in this case what we get, the value of h is equal to 2 minus 0 by n, that is equal to 2 by n, that is the value of h. So x0, x1, what will be x2? In the similar manner, x2 will be x0 plus 2h, x0 is 0, so it will be 2h. In that way you will get that x of n minus 1 will be, x of n minus 1 will be, you know, n minus 1 into h. So what it will be? Here it will be f of 0 plus f of, you know, x1 is h, f of h plus f of 2h. In that way it will continue till f of n minus 1 into h. Here h is multiplied with complete n minus 1, okay. So this is the value of this, you know, limit. Now what it is, this is equal to 2 minus 0 is 2, 2 limit n tending to infinite. So what we write is that 1 by n. What is fx? Fx is e power x. As we get fx is e power x, that means f0 will be what? E power 0. E power 0, so you can write e power 0 plus fh is e power h plus f of 2h is e power 2h, plus in that way we get, you know, f of n minus 1 into h, that is e power n minus 1 into h, correct? Now what is the value of e power 0, dear students? The value of e power 0 is 1, so we can write it here 1. Now if you look into this, that 1 plus e power h plus e power 2h up to e power n minus 1 into h, if you see, this is the sum of a geometric progression where the first term is 1 and common ratio is e power h, correct? So what is the value of this, you know, geometric sum of this, sum of the first in terms of the geometric progression, in which the first term is 1 and common ratio is e power h. So that's, let's find it out. Here as it is, let me write 2 limit n tending to infinite, okay, 1 by n, that is equal to, we know, a into r to the power n minus 1, that means e power h power n minus 1 divided by e power h minus 1, okay. So that we can give here in the second bracket only. Okay, dear students. So that means what we get, e power h. So let me write it here. So this is equal to 2 into limit n tending to infinite, okay, 1 by n into e power nh, okay. So e power nh minus 1 sorry, divided by e power h minus 1, e power h minus 1. Now let's see what is the value of h. H is equal to 2 by n. That means n into h should be equal to 2. So what we can write here, dear students? So from here, let's compute here. Okay. So this is equal to 2 into limit n tending to infinite. Okay. What we get? 1 by n into, in the numerator we get e power 2 minus 1. E power 2 minus 1. How come? nh is equal to 2. H is equal to 2 by n. That means nh equal to 2. So hence e power nh minus 1 means e power 2 minus 1. Divided by e power h minus 1. E power h minus 1. Okay. Now e power 2 minus 1, that is a constant we can take outside of the in limit. So what we can take? So that is equal to, we can take 2 into e power 2 minus 1 into limit n tending to infinite. What we get here is that 1 by n. So here I write, here it is n into e power h. H means what? 2 by n. So e power 2 by n minus 1. Correct? So now these two we can bring it here. Okay. So that becomes 2 by n. So what we can do is that in the next step we can do that next step here. Here we can do here. So this is equal to e power 2 minus 1 into limit n tending to infinite. What we get here is that we can write 1 by e power 2 by n minus 1 divided by 2 by n. Correct? So these two we bring it here, and so it is 2 by n, so we make it 1 by 2 by n. So that becomes finally, it actually exactly adjusted. Okay. So that means what we can write, this is equal to e square minus 1 into limit. So we can write what? We can write 1 by, so this is, we can write, this is equal to 1 by limit n tending to infinite e power 2 by n minus 1 divided by 2 by n. Okay, now we need to find the value of this limit n tending to infinite e power 2 by n minus 1 by 2 by n. So let us assume that 2 by n is equal to t. That implies as n tending to infinite, what we get? T is tending to 0. N is tending to infinite, so 2 by n, so 2 by infinite, so that is 0. So t is tending to 0. So then this limit is becomes limit of t tending to 0, e power t minus 1 divided by t. And this is a formula of limit, if you recall from the class 11th knowledge. So this value is equal to 1. So what we get, dear students? So as we find the value of this limit is equal to 1, so finally we get the value of this, integration is equal to e power 2 minus 1. So that is the value of this definite integration. Okay, dear students. So now how to verify that you got this answer correct or not? So for that we need to perform that let me clean it here and let me do this thing. Okay, so we need to do this antiderivative method. Okay, and that also comes with that, you know, the theorem on calculus, integral calculus. So that we will discuss in the next class. So what we get here, dear students, so let me use a different color. So here what we get, 0 to 2 e power x dx. So what is the integration of e power x? That is e power x. That means antiderivative of e power x is e power x. And we apply the lower limit as 0 and upper limit is 1. After that, what we should do? We should apply the value 2 here. So that becomes e power 2 minus apply the value 0, that is e power 0. So that we get e power 2 minus 1, which is matching with the value what we get it here. So it gives us the full confidence that whatever we have done for using the method of limit of a sum is correct. Here it needs few seconds to find the answer, but here it needs few minutes to answer. But sometime you need to do, whenever the question is that, finding the value of this definite integration as the limit of a sum. Okay, dear students, so with this note, let me conclude the class here. In the next class, we will continue discussing this definite integration. We will introduce the term called area function and proceed further. Till then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye.